Honestly, guys, look at this little shake. Dun, 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 dun. Am I in beat? Dun, dun. I've got this little tripod situation, but it's just shaking. Why is it shaking? Stop shaking. Anyway, hello and welcome back to another video. This is a longer video on my channel, which I haven't done in the longest time because honestly, I just haven't got around to it. And I found myself uploading a load of shorts and uploading a lot of short form content, whether it be here on YouTube Shorts or TikTok or Instagram Reels. There's just so much opportunity for short form content. And obviously with the world we live in today, everyone's attention span is much shorter than usual. And it's a bit of a weird situation to be in because, you know, people like me who have done YouTube for so long are used to doing long form content, and then we've had to suddenly figure out how to do short form. Although it sounds so simple, I mean, I guess it is, but sometimes you just don't get it, especially being 30, in your 30s. So a few weeks ago on my Instagram, I asked you guys to send me a bunch of questions, like I always do when I want to do a Q&A when I've been gone for a while, because it's always the best way to come back to your channel. And I'm actually not going to read through them all, but I did read through them in my own time, and it's just given me kind of questions in the back of my head to kind of chat to you guys about. So this video is almost just like a little update. Right, one update. You guys know for the last 3 years when we bought this house, we bought it as a renovation project, a very slow burner because we're also living in it while we renovate. So there was a bit of time that we had where things got really busy, and basically we did a little bit more renovation. Nothing crazy like knocking down walls or building a kitchen, etc. But for example, finishing the plaster work and painting of this wall over here. But if you were to look in front of me, I'm not going to show you, but if you follow me on Instagram, you probably see little snippets. The light bulbs are still dangling out the ceiling. It's all plastered. There's no skirting in the whole room still. There's like bits of plaster on the floor and paint. So it's very much still not finished. And to be honest with you, I think we've hit just about 3 years since we bought the house and started renovating. And we're still nowhere near finished. We're close, but like this room that I'm in front of me and the hallway and the stairs all need to be sort of finished because they just look like a building site. And then also the garden. The garden is something that I really want to do, but it's just actually so expensive. Like all the quotes I've had, I'm not joking now, just under £30,000 to make your garden quite simple as well. Like I just want to sort of have the floor kind of just concrete and then a bit of astroturf, like nothing even substantially insanely amazing, just like a basic easy maintenance garden is just under £30,000. And whenever I got those quotes, I'm like, excuse me, £30,000, that's like more than what I'm spending inside the house. Like who pays 30 grand to do their garden? Not me. And then things like the driveway is not finished. The garage, we wanted to turn that into a studio. You know, there's a lot of things I want to do, but the bathroom downstairs, but you know, I can't do them all in one go. And you know, sometimes you have the money to do things, not for the garden, definitely don't have that, but you do have the money for like smaller projects. But then the really hard thing is finding someone to do the project. No one talks about that when you start renovating. No one talks about how hard it is actually to find reliable builders or workmen that don't sort of take the mick when it comes to sticking to their word with timing and actually doing a decent job, or actually doing the whole job. A lot of people just do a part of it and then you have to get someone else to do the next part. And so there's always a delay and it's very frustrating, and I wouldn't recommend doing this to anyone who is not mentally psyched for the long haul, because it really is that. And you have to be okay with living in mess, honestly, and just constant unfinished things that just get on your nerves. Like the stairs, they're still not finished, and we walk up and down them like 10 times a day. And every time I walk up and down them, I get annoyed, but I'm also kind of used to it. So that's the update with that. Then we actually, having said that though, I am happy that we did buy this house and decide to renovate it, because I know that if I was to buy like a new build, or I know that basically the end result is more than what you would have afforded at the time when you bought it. Do you know, it is worth it in the end, is what I'm trying to say. Because like, I'm looking at other houses now, you know, if I want to move later down the line, and they're basically like this house but finished, and they're like way more expensive and just on a different street. So, you know, it is worth it in the end. It's just, you need a lot of patience and a lot of time. You need a lot of time, man, and a lot of help. So if you don't have those things, it's gonna do your head in. Anyway, we also, a lot of you already know that we have 5 cats, yeah? All good. But now we also have 2 rabbits. Not my idea. Well, I mean, okay, so this is what happened, right? Sid, we were visiting my dad, and we went to Pets at Home just for a laugh because the kids were with us. And Sid was like, I was actually in TK Maxx, and then Sid called me and he was like, hey, there's a bunny in the Pets at Home that's up for adoption, and I think we're gonna get it. And I was like, Sid, no, we're not. You're not understanding what it's like to have a bunny. You don't know what it's like, because I've had a few when I was little. I was like, it's not what you think. It's not like having cats. It's way more work than you think. And they're not like cute little pets that are easy to keep. He was like, nah, man, this bunny is talking to me. We've bonded in Pets at Home. I've never seen a bunny like it with this personality. He's gonna fit in very well. And honestly, the guy insisted that we even stayed the night at my dad's house and got up the next morning to do the paperwork, and we adopted the bunny, and his name is Chewy. Anyway, then we have Chewy for like about 6 weeks, I reckon we have him. And I start doing a lot of research about how to have bunnies and have them be good kind of pets and stuff. And I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not. And basically I decided we need to get Chewy a friend, because bunnies prefer to live in pairs and they can get very lonely because they're a herd animal, etc, etc. Chewy also is neutered. We got him neutered. So anyway, then I had a look on Pets for Homes, or one of those apps, at bunnies available in Cardiff locally, and there was this cute bunny that I spotted that the owners had like 3 bunnies already, and they just didn't have enough time. The kids basically this bunny wasn't getting enough attention, and so they wanted to give it away. And so I decided to go and get that bunny, and his name is Chase, and we got him neutered as well, because him and Chewy were doing very aggressive play fighting while I was trying to bond them. So I got him neutered, and since he's had that, they've actually bonded very well, and now they're like the best of friends, and Chewy is very happy, and I believe so is Chase. I had them downstairs in this room, the renovation room, but every morning I was waking up to utter mess. Bunnies are so messy. Even if you litter train them, I'm sorry, but they are messy. So I've currently got them in the corner with a pen, and then I let them out for a few hours every day to roam the house as they please. Even though they actually just kind of tend to stick to this area and don't really go anywhere else, so that's good. But if you want a whole bunny video, let me know, because I could do that for you. But I won't do it today. I'll show you the bunnies in a minute. I gotta clean up the poo. Every day I'm cleaning up poo, bro. It's tiring. Anyway, so there's that big update. Obviously, I went quiet over the summer holidays as well, because I was uploading regularly, but then the summer holidays happened, and obviously the kids didn't have school, and so I was really kind of struggling with work, life, mum balance, and so one thing had to give, and unfortunately it was YouTube. But I still kept up with the short form content, like I said, if you follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and here on YouTube Shorts. Also, I am kind of, as you know, really into fitness at the moment. It's actually a passion that I'm actually studying to be a PT. It's not going to happen anytime soon because I'm studying part-time and online, and so I'm really taking my time, and whenever I get a quiet week I can go onto my course and do some more learning, do some more coursework, etc. But it's a very long process because I'm just busy, basically. But I am enjoying it. And pretty soon, hopefully, I'll have at least the minimum qualification, which would be like level 2 fitness coach, basically. And then hopefully with my kettlebell certificate on top. So yeah, that's basically also taken over my life because I'm just so interested in fitness, and I'm so amazed at how you can actually transform your mindset from fitness, as well as obviously your physical body, but also not even in terms of aesthetically, definitely aesthetically, but also just in terms of, you know, fitness. Like, wow, it's crazy what the body can do even after 30 years or your whole life of not really training seriously, just being sporty from being a kid, I guess, but nothing like fully intense, or, you know, like I never stuck to anything as a kid where I was like training. And you know, you get people who were swimmers when they were younger and they would train like 2, 3, 4, 6 hours a week, or you get people who did football, or you get people who did gymnastics. I was kind of just always in and out, never stuck to anything, never had something I was particularly good at, but obviously I love to run around and play like kids do. So yeah, I'm really into that. And if you notice on Instagram, I've got a new fitness page. It's called Stronger with Dina. I can leave it in the description if you want to have a look. If you're interested in fitness, it's a much smaller following on there. And obviously the people who do follow are either starting their journey or already in their journey, or just interested in fitness and want to see more. So I have shared a little bit of that here on YouTube, and I would love to share more. I'm just a bit hesitant because obviously you guys know me for family vlogs, fashion, chatting about life or religion or community sort of important issues. You know, you know me for that kind of all-round thing, modest fashion, you know. So for me to like jump into fitness is, if any of you haven't been keeping up, is probably a bit like, where did that come from? But you know, the thing about influencers or content creators is, in order for you to be able to be consistent and always have the benefits of this job, let's just be real, because it is a great job to have, alhamdulillah, you have to be able to make your real life your work. Not always, but for a lot of us, yes, that is the brunt of it. That is the main thing, isn't it? Like, you are the content. So I'm kind of thinking about, okay, sharing more fitness stuff. I'd love to share some live workouts on here. Not live, sorry, just real time. So like follow along workouts together. You know, just because I know what it's like to be a beginner. I just know what it's like. And I would just love to go more in depth and help you women who want to start, and you have kids and you just don't know how to start. I would love to just work out with you, genuinely. Like, whenever anyone asks me about my fitness or what do you do, and they're like over my house, I'm like showing them and I'm like doing it with them. So I would love to do like some beginner stuff, and honestly, genuinely, like really basic stuff, especially if you're a beginner. Like, one of the best beginner tips I can give you, and I'm talking like if you literally do nothing at all, no exercise, you have no clue, and you just want to start but you don't know where, the main thing would be to just do some sort of movement. So even if it just means walking more every day, even if it's just around your house, or if that's something you already do, then implementing just more activity and building up habits. Like, it really does start from there before you start thinking about, okay, let's do bar squats, let's do these crazy moves that you see. Because a lot of us throw ourselves in the deep end and then we find that we give up, and that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to build habits in consistency until those new habits are things that we look forward to and we enjoy. Anyway, I could talk about it all day. But yeah, that's another update. Another update is I finally launched my clothing line, mine and Sid's, and it's called Sand, which stands for Sid and Dina, haha. And it's kind of just like a fusion of It's basically modest fashion, and it's the style of clothing that I know you guys love and want at an affordable price. So you guys know I've been back and forth with my clothing line like Dina Torquilla for a long time, and I have pieces ready. And I was kind of going through this thing like, okay, I'm going to make it all in the UK, but it's going to be very pricey in that case. And I didn't know what it was, but something was holding me back from launching that. And I think deep down it's because I know who you guys are, and I know actually the more realistic price point that we need for this kind of style of clothing, and it needs to be accessible as much as I can make it accessible without losing quality or without it just being shit, if that makes sense. So we launched, and I didn't actually put anything on here, and I'm not even wearing any of it now to show you guys because we actually sold out. So I am very happy about that, and I actually couldn't believe it. But it just makes you think, like, you could be working on a project for 3-4 years, Dina Torquilla, and then you could just have a light bulb moment and start a project 6 months ago and actually launch it. Sand. That's basically what's happened. I'll leave the website below anyway, so you guys can get a kind of idea of the collection we dropped. I'm doing things quite differently on Sand. Basically, I'm doing very limited collection drops, and once they drop and once they go, they don't come back. So what I will show you, what you will see on the website, is not going to be coming back, but similar things will be in collection too. And we're doing that purely because I don't want to be in a situation where I've overproduced clothing with our manufacturer, and I'm sitting on stock and potential there to waste, basically overproduce and have a lot of waste. I don't want to be doing that at all. And so the answer for me, and for it to be manageable as well, is to do very small limited runs, and that's it. And that way I can find out what you guys like a bit more. I can find out what's doable at what price points. I can always work on improving every single collection, rather than having like, crazy amounts, like 5,000 of one style. Not even 5,000, even if crazy amounts like 1,000 of one design. And when it arrives, I'm like, okay, it could improve in this way and that way, but I can't do those improvements until I've sold the 1,000. Then that's kind of like leaves me in a bit of a dilemma. So this way, I can manage it all myself, me and Sid anyway, along with all the other things that we do. And I can work on improving every single drop. And it keeps it really exciting and fresh, I think, for you guys, because you never know what's coming. But what you do know is that the prices will always, I'm hoping, be affordable, and they will be styles that will help you in your modest fashion closet, okay? However, the Dina Torquilla stuff that I designed, and it's been ready for over a year, that stuff is very luxury, because it was designed here in, not here, sorry, I'm in Cardiff, but it was designed obviously here by me. I did the tech packs and all that business, but then I also found a studio in London. I got all the fabrics from London, did everything in London, which obviously is very pricey, but they are luxury pieces, and that collection is dropping very soon because it is a winter one, and it's very small, and there's only 2 styles actually. So if you see a drop, which is Dina Torquilla times Sand, that one might be a bit more pricey, and that's purely because it is literally made in a sample studio in London, very limited, and it cost me a lot of money to make it, and the quality will be, or it is, because I already have them, top notch. And a lot of sort of design work was kind of put in place back and forth over a few years. So if you see anything that's a bit more, limited edition, well, they're all limited edition, but if you see anything that's basically says Dina Torquilla times Sand, then that's a little bit more luxury and a little bit more expensive for that reason. So I just want to explain that to you guys, because this way I feel like I found the perfect balance which is to provide you guys with modest clothing that's affordable, but I also am able to work on longer, more technical pieces, design work, made in London, and be able to sell that as well, so that whoever is interested in that sort of that side and wants to invest can, and whoever just sort of needs something affordable and suitable and obviously super stylish can look at the usual collections. So yeah, that's launched. So basically, yeah, it sold out. Yeah, it sold out, and I couldn't believe it, and I'm so happy, alhamdulillah. Because why couldn't I believe it? Because I couldn't believe it because I barely did any hype for it or did any marketing for it. I didn't really do much. All I did was prepare it in the background, and once it was ready, I swear we just launched it out of nowhere. So like, I'm really chuffed and I'm really motivated and excited, because basically there's two major things in my life at the moment, which is the clothing, the designing, and also my fitness. These are like the two main things in my life, and these are the two things that I want to continue sharing moving forward here on my platforms. So yeah, I don't know if this page is going to be fitness and fashion, or if it will just end up being fitness, but I do want to share some workouts with you guys, and I just really want to help mums especially, or just not even just mums, just like, Muslim women, and how we're always sort of just second guessing ourselves and just thinking, no, I can't go to the gym, or I can't do this for myself. Especially mums as well, actually. Oh, I can't do this for myself. I feel selfish going to the gym, or even if I go to the gym, I don't know what to do. I don't get it, and you just feel stupid. I've been going to the gym, for like 3 years now, and I still feel like an idiot. I still don't know how to use all the machines, These things are normal, and the gym is a place for anyone. So if you want to go use it, like you're paying a membership, you go and you do it. So I really want to be able to help you with that. Anyway, this video is 22 minutes long. I didn't really want to edit it. Shall I go get a bunny? Or shall I show you that in another video? Do you know what? I'll just put some clips here of the bunny. No, but I'm not doing any editing. Well, you'll have to come back. Actually, do you know where you can see the bunnies? YouTube Shorts. Go on my Shorts page right here. Have a look at the bunnies. Let me know if you want a full bunny video. I've had a lot of questions about how are the cats getting along with the bunnies, etc. And they are fine. The bunnies are not dead. They're not hurt. They're not even being chased. So alhamdulillah, what I'm doing is working. And I don't know how I've committed to taking care of 2 bunnies as well as 5 cats and 2 children. But I definitely know that sometimes it can take its toll, because, oh my God, I forgot to tell you. So like a few days ago, I actually had my first ever anxiety attack in my whole life. I think I've actually had a panic attack once before, but it was very short and didn't feel so out of control. Whereas this anxiety attack, oh my God, I thought I was dying. I couldn't breathe. And it's the first time this has ever happened. So like I remember just waking up feeling quite anxious anyway. Sometimes you wake up feeling a bit anxious. So I woke up feeling quite anxious, and then me and Sid were just talking, and then we had a little bit of an argument, but it wasn't really like a big screaming match or like an argument. It was more like a heated discussion. And then something just came over me, and I looked at him, I was like, I actually can't do this right now. I need to sit down. He obviously was like, oh, here she is. She doesn't want to listen to my side and all this, which obviously I didn't. But anyway, I needed to sit down. So I sat down, and then as I sat down, this crazy, overwhelming feeling of sickness came over me. And I was like, whoa, am I just tired? What's going on? So I closed my eyes, and when I closed my eyes, it was that weird, like when you feel super sleepy, but you can't sleep. It was like, so I felt really sleepy, and then my breath just started going shorter, and my heart was pounding out of my chest. So I just stayed there closing my eyes, then I started shaking. And this whole thing lasted for like an hour, but there was a peak moment in the hour where then I was stood up because I was trying to get myself snap myself out of this. So I stood up and I was then just gasping for breath it felt like hours, like it felt so long, but it must have been maybe 3 minutes or something. But Sid was telling me, obviously Sid came down there and he was helping me and stuff. He was like, calm down, take a deep breath. And I was like, I'm trying, but I can't breathe. Anyway, it was horrendous. And it's the worst thing I've ever experienced because you genuinely feel so out of control and you don't know how to get out of it. So what I did was I went outside actually and had fresh air. And then as soon as I could stand up without sort of falling over, because every time I stood up, I just could keel over because I was shaking and trembling so much. As soon as that stopped, which is about an hour, I drove myself to the gym. I did. And Sid was like, you can't work out now, you can't do that. And I was like, listen, I'm not doing anything crazy. I know I can't work out, but if I take myself to the gym, put my headphones in, zone out, because the gym is my happy place. If I get myself there, I'll be distracted from this thinking, whatever it is going on with me. And even though I won't do my usual crazy or my usual intense workout or whatever, I'll just do whatever feels good. So if it's stretching, I'll do that. But I took myself to the gym and actually I didn't feel okay at all. But I was fine because I just did what I felt like, which ended up being some skipping and a lot of stretching. And I just did that for an hour and I came out of that feeling much better. But I still had that horrible, dreaded anxiety feeling for the rest of the day. And apparently an anxiety attack and a panic attack are two different things, although they look very similar. They look very similar when they're happening. Apparently an anxiety attack can last much longer and usually there's a lead up to it. So you could be anxious before and then something triggers it. Whereas apparently with a panic attack, it could just be very random out of nowhere. And I've seen what a panic attack looks like because Sid has had them a few times. So I know what a panic attack looks like. But yeah, I don't know. It was really weird. And I know why it happened. And it's because I've had a very stressful sort of October so far. But I knew October for me would be quite stressful because I've got a few big things happening. Like we launched the brand. I've got my kettlebell assessment that I've been training so hard for. And there's just this pressure that I put on myself, although it's fun. I always put this pressure on myself. Like if I don't get this assessment, then what's the point in life? But the reality is, you know, if I don't get it, then I wasn't meant to get it at that time. And there's always another opportunity to get your assessment maybe at a time when you are ready. So this is kind of what I'm trying to tell myself, because obviously, you know as well, I have ADHD and I tend not to do anything unless I know I can do it well. So when I start something out of passion, like fitness and kettlebells or skipping, if I suddenly put pressure on myself to perform it well or to be assessed, then that can really stress me out, because obviously for me it's a fun thing, but now I'm putting pressure on myself, and if I don't pass that, then I will be very disappointed in myself and potentially quit the whole thing. But hopefully that's not going to happen, because obviously I'm working on up here. Oh yeah, that's another huge update. A lot of you probably know I actually started having I got diagnosed with ADHD in May, I think, and I started taking ADHD medication in June, I think, or maybe end of May, I can't remember. So it's been a while now, so June, July, August, September, this is month 5 of taking ADHD medication, and there has been huge changes in my life from taking ADHD medication, huge positive, very, very positive changes. It's actually been life-changing. But if you want a video, if you want a specific video on, you know, like a 6-month update with ADHD medication and the pros and cons, let me know, because I know that's very niche. So yeah. And I don't actually talk about it a lot. So I know that some of you, that will probably be news to you. But yeah, so that's another update as well. ADHD meds has really been life-changing, honestly, life-changing. This is Chakra, my cat. 1 of 5. I think I need to end this video, guys. It's literally 10 seconds away from hitting 30 minutes and I don't really want to edit it, so I'm gonna love you and leave you. Let me know if you want more fitness, workout videos and bunny video and ADHD. Till next time, bye!